Hello, everybody, and welcome back into the Middle Major American Qualifiers. We are here in the Losers Bracket Final, our first elimination and our second to last elimination game of the day. Elimination series, I should say. It was a pretty fantastic series between Digital Chaos as well as Shazam. DC getting the boot down to the lower bracket, and we're here with Dragneel versus DC. We've seen this matchup before, but unfortunately it was not very close. It was actually the most one-sided, ridiculously lopsided matchup I've ever seen in my entire life. So with that said, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I'm Mott, he's Grant. Grant, how do you feel about this one going in?
Feeling good. I think we're both still on the adrenaline from watching Shazam. I would say upset DC.
Yes.
Guarantee themselves a spot in Grand Finals. Now make DC play against Dragon Slayers, and you never know. Second time around, Dragon Slayers might have just had an epiphany.
Like we know what to do now. We got this.
Exactly. And we see him actually. I love. It seems Furion has become the first ban hero of choice now. I think Snake King and Moo both play it insanely well. So whoever has first pick isn't going to ban it. The other team's going to ban it, and they'll be cool with that.
I think it's just still too strong. I think the TP being able to just have that extra person in a team fight at the early stages of the game is actually insane.
And not only that, so an amazing early game. Then he just goes late game, and he's an extremely hard carry that can split push.
Did you see the stat yesterday somebody posted?
No.
Anytime there is a dragon-type hero picked up by the opposing team,
did see that,
Dragneel wins.
Yes.
So they're tapping into their inner weeb, their inner anime power.
Oh, weeb.
And they're going to get it done if they decide if DC goes for a DK or Winter Wyvern or something. Because we have seen the Weehaw DK, and it did win earlier today in that first game between Shazam as well as DC. But here we go. Bounty Hunter's pick right up the back, and it's pretty good, I think. And we'll see if it's going to be KYH or Claire playing it. Imagine KYH is going to be the one, because I think he's usually the 4 support, I think, for Dragon Slayers, for Dragneel.
I think they actually, it's like 95% it's usually KYH. I think Clairvoyance is more of the 5, like most captains are, like Misery.
Right.
I think Bounty Hunter, though, we saw it go unbanned, unpicked the first phase, the last 3 games, actually.
Yes. I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, me too. I think it's mostly good because maybe Dragon Slayers, they want to play differently. I think DC's fine with it. I think they didn't Dragneel have it in one of their games when they got destroyed?
Probably.
It's not easy to counter, but it is counterable. He's super weak. You get a smoke off on him when he's ghost walked. He moves at like 20 moves.
Yeah, that 10-minute game. Well, DC had it.
DC had it. Okay.
Yeah, in that 10-minute game.
So maybe they haven't played it. Maybe they're excited to play it now.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. Beastmaster's got to come out for Digital Chaos, which I don't think I've seen Moo play yet. I might be wrong.
I think he's played it one time, maybe. I haven't. I think I saw it when I was just sitting around. It was good. I think most of them can play Beastmaster. You can't play Beastmaster, you're probably not an offlaner. Since he's like the tier 1 pick now. No Mirana.
He's been playing a lot of Sand King. He's like, I don't need Beastmaster. You guys can have that. I'll play Sand King. And it worked out in the first game. Not so much the third game. Yeah, although that wasn't his fault.
Yeah, exactly. I think now that I'm looking at Mirana, though, I think we might see that going back to the core role. I mean, Misery still got a lot of farm, but he didn't have that big of an impact early game. Like, he tried ganking middle. Nothing happened. Top lane got beat because they had a roaming Mirana, and like he would try to support, but he just couldn't do anything. And I think we're going to go back to probably seeing a core Mirana.
I would agree with you. That's the more likely option. And I think a lot of it had to do with just the mind games that Digital Chaos were playing with against Shazam in that last draft was really, really like headspacey. You know, you couldn't figure out where heroes were going, especially for DC. They were kind of throwing curveballs left and right. Who's playing what? You know, that was how I felt about it.
And then it ended up with the unconventional Lena versus Syllabear middle, which we haven't seen for probably a couple patches now. And Weehaw took an early lead, TC took a later lead, and it was just a good game, fun, unconventional lanes all around, actually.
So there's a Batrider band coming out, which is, I think, something Dragneel likes to run a fair bit.
They do, but they already have a Darkseer in the off lane, so interesting. I guess they could have jungled it if they
could have mid laned it. I don't know if that's a great idea. Against Mirana, I don't think it's terrible.
Yeah, if Mirana is mid, we don't even know. Mirana off lane, support, middle, bottom.
Resolution roaming like
the
4
heavens.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Somewhere else, not in the Dota game, be playing the Mirana, I think. 2 minutes left in reserve time for Dragon Slayers. They're going to ban out the Enchantress, unsurprisingly. I don't think DC have picked that up yet, whether it's been banned or if they just haven't had the opportunity. I haven't seen them play it too much.
I haven't seen them play it either. I think they usually just ban it out from teams to play it. And they know, I don't think Dragneel's play. I think KYH played it once, but it was
Oh, yeah, that was also the 10-minute game.
That's why. I don't think they were too worried, but Dragneel doesn't want to. I know Moo used to play in the offlane, like when IX Mike and all of them were playing, and for some reason it was super played in the offlane, but Either way, interesting bans actually. I'm surprised Enchantress got through to the second ban phase. He's been first banned almost every game now.
Yeah, there's some weird choices between teams
Yeah.
to determine who's first ban, who's first pick material. It really comes down to comfort, I think, for a lot of squads.
Yep.
And that's why you see, for example, we talk about, and DC does this a lot, the Earth Spirit ban too.
Yeah.
And which is crazy. Like, we've talked about this before. I talked about it with Fog. Like, we haven't seen that big of an impact from an Earth Spirit.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to throw this out real quick. No Elder Titan ban.
Yeah.
So that's a possibility for Dragon Slayers, although there is a bounty hunter for them.
It is.
So I mean, it would have to be played in the 5, which
Yeah.
is not great because you don't have lockdown already.
I actually want to say Claire might have played that on High Council of Wizards and Priests when he was back with Mason on his older team, but that just feels like it almost feels wrong now to not see SVG player like it's almost his baby now. Like
Yeah.
no one else is playing. Like it's okay.
I
Come
can
here.
guarantee you, whoever gets to the grand finals, that's going to be banned out in almost every game, and probably in all 5 games.
Yeah, that is insane. And I mean, DC's gonna do the banning. I think Shazam is fine with DC. You know, like you're not gonna play it like me. Like you have not experienced what I've experienced.
You're
It's-
not enlightened in the
yeah,
Elder Titan
yeah,
ways.
exactly. I still.
Are
can't
you
believe-
carrying a briefcase? No, I don't think so. I know what I'm doing.
So I believe. Ooh.
There it is.
An IO.
We saw this in the first game of the Shazam series. They're going to get back to it. They're
Yeah.
going to get back to the IO pickup. Whether that is paired with like a DK or something, doesn't matter. Again, we talk about
Yep.
relocate saves and stuff like that. KYH did a really good job the other day when they were playing against not today.
Yeah.
So they are well versed in the IO themselves, but they have to deal with it now on DC's side.
I think the biggest thing is IO is a super good hero against less experienced teams. And, I mean, obviously, we haven't seen him really pick it up against Shazam. They did pick it up one game, but then after that, they refused to pick it up. But IO just punishes, like, less teamworky teams.
Yeah. And Bounty Hunter, well, he does roam a lot. I'm not sure if he's like the defensive support you want to have against an IO. I think it's tough because you don't know who they're going to pair it with, if anybody.
Yeah.
You don't know how they're going to lane it up. European finals are apparently going nuts, so that's crazy. But
yeah, game 5 on that. Game 5 on there. We had a game 3 already in ours, and there's a good chance it comes onto a game 5 in
if
our
it doesn't go to game
grand
5,
finals.
if it doesn't go to game 5 in our grand finals, it'll be a little sad.
Oh, it will. America will always please you. Now we see the line getting picked up. Super used in NA, especially with Jason playing it, and anytime Shazam plays them, it feels like we keep seeing the same thing. SVG and Jason play the same heroes, and they're not getting banned. You have to think, like, maybe it's not their cores, maybe it's their lesser known players, like, doing work. And I think we both saw this.
I mean,
DK
we sang their praises so much
we
that I
do.
think people
And I
are
still will.
understanding that they're actually really good
Yeah.
players. You sang their praises, at least for SVG,
Yeah.
before the event even started, and you knew they were good players. I'd liked SVG, but I hadn't seen enough of him to make the
He's great,
distinction.
yeah. I think most of the mainstream saw him at C9 going 0-2 at Frankfurt, and they didn't get
Yeah.
a big enough thing. And
Or MLG
it's
New
hard.
Orleans, and then
Yep.
the whole. I mean, the entire Ritsu situation overshadows everything
Yep.
that have anything to do with that team as a whole. So that kind of sucks. But yeah, you're right about this, TK. We saw it coming. Now it is a dragon.
yeah, it is.
It is a dragon.
So this would be the Reddit special if Dragon Slayers won.
The Reddit thread will come out
Yep.
in a flash if Dragon Slayers win this game.
If Dragon Slayers wins this game, I think even without a dragon. the
Yeah,
Reddit
oh
threads
yeah,
would come.
they just
DC
won over them.
choking.
What's happening to DC? People like digital curse.
Digital curse, digital cramps.
We
They're
can't-
cramping up.
We can't talk about that yet
The curse, yeah.
because some people might have thought, okay, maybe they're trying things in that best of 3 series.
Yep.
They know they have another advantage.
Oh, the Mason.
He loves this hero, and I've not seen it work since he played it a long time
Wasn't
ago.
this, yeah, you, even when I was casting with Conrad, I told him, they're like, what could be picked up here? And I'm like, well, it's going to be a Slark, a Necro, or a Medusa, because that's what Mason plays. It's
Sometimes
weird.
Marauder
He
or
is
Weaver,
that-
but
yeah,
that's it.
Exactly. And there's the Necrophos, and decent versus DK in the later games. It's just a decent hero late game.
Yeah,
The problem is, can it make it to late game?
I mean, like, has this hero really been buffed enough to be that good? I mean, because the last time I saw him, they put him in the safe lane, and he had really good death pulses, but they just shut him down. This was a long time ago that I saw Mason play this hero. Well, not a long time. It was maybe like last season of Canada Cup or something like that. Who knows what.
Yep, and I think we are going to probably see in the Carolina. It's weird because we saw Mason and HFN actually swapped it up. Mason went to middle and destroyed CCNC. Like, they swapped it up one game, and Mason just absolutely showed CCNC, hey, this is why I'm an all-star player, and they'll just dominate now. He might be going back to the carry lane, which is fine. He plays that just as well, but interesting to see that mindset.
Well, it would be a Necro versus IODK if he sent it mid.
Yeah, that's why I don't think that. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't die per se, but it sure as hell wouldn't do good.
Yeah, he would not be getting many last hits. I would be zoning him out. He'd have to like death pulse every 5 seconds to keep his HP up and not get destroyed completely. So Digital Chaos think that this is probably Necrophos in the safe lane. They ban out the Ember Spirit. That's what my indication is with that ban.
Yeah, and they just don't. They don't want to give the super late game of like an Ember Necro could just somehow do anything, and an instant Battle Fury crit from Ember into a Necrophos ulti Aghanim's like, well, can't buy back, and you're dead for 3 hours.
It really is actually forever on the Necrophos. That was the one change that he needed to actually be somewhat useful.
You still don't see the Aghanims come out until like a 5th line, which is weird. It's a super good upgrade, but
I mean, when it comes down to it, it only is good in the late game because like, unless there's a huge team fight and you're like diving them and you necro ulti them and you have Aghanim Scepter and they can't buy back and like turn the fight around like a haunt or something or TP in.
yeah, which is
But that doesn't happen.
yeah.
I mean, most teams they'll fight like somewhere in the middle of the map, maybe a Roshan, maybe somewhere around a tier 1 or something like that.
And Dragneel banning out an Axe, actually. They don't want to see that in the 4-position jungle or in the offlane, apparently, because they probably watched last game, obviously. Like, I wonder who we're going to play, and they saw Mirana in the support position, so, like, we'll ban Axe. We don't know where Mirana's going.
Yeah, I mean, that's a Lycan. This seems super disconnected, this draft, kind of.
Yeah.
They have good sustain. They have good team fight. They have good chase. They have okay lockdown. Not great.
So
Lycan.
It feels like this is another either I don't know, either Dragneel somehow does like they win their lanes at 10-15 minutes and they just go and dominate and push all the towers, or the Lycan gets
Or we see another 10-minute
times.
game.
Yeah, this is going to be I like it. I like they're trying something new.
Yes.
New is always good, especially when you've shown it's a tough matchup versus DC, and this almost feels like
They almost
we're
ran
going to
into
find
that.
out. Necro might be middle now. But HFN picks it up. We'll see if they've swapped lanes. Mid, bottom, carry. HFN and Mason continue to swap. This will be interesting.
They did take Digital Chaos at the very end of that draft. They had to make him think about this.
They did. And
This is an elimination
insane.
series, and going down 1-0, even against a team like Dragneel, who they 2-0'd in like 30 minutes,
Yeah.
it's still it's kind of tough for DC. You're demoralized after that victory, but if there's any captain out there that I think could rally the troops,
Yeah.
it's probably Misery.
Yeah, Misery has been around for a long time.
Generations even.
Generations.
He has won a Shanghai Major,
He has.
and he is an extraordinarily strong player that has played with some of the best in terms of Dota talent.
Yep. He has, and this is going to be crazy. I still want to see if it's a Necro mid or if it's a Necro safe lane. It's going to be interesting. I think his attack animation's just terrible. That's why you don't see him mid as much. Like he throws it out. He's low, like reasonably low base damage, and he is going to go mid. It's going to be a Mason middle Necrophos.
Well,
I like it though. I like Mason middle, but this will be interesting to say the least.
yeah, we're going to see how this turns out as we jump into the game. It is a best-of-3 series of the losers bracket between Dragneel and DC. Winner of this series moves on to play up against Shazam, and DC definitely want to get back there and get their revenge at a best-of-5 series. The loser of the series is Dunzo,
Yep.
and they will be out of the tournament. The European squads have historically not had the best success coming through qualifiers through the American region. You think about Mouse Sports, I believe it was, last year at TI5.
Yep.
I can't think of any other notable prominent.
We'll just say Team Tinker, even though it's like the same team.
Same team, pretty much, yeah.
But it gives us two things to say. So,
Yes. So there is some relevancy here.
and we see just Lycan line dual lane could get absolutely stumped, or Lycan could just get a lot of farm. They get overconfident, dive him, and he just goes in.
Oh, by the way, one thing we haven't talked about, Bane Mirana combo.
yes.
That's not surprising.
That is not. We haven't
Misery
seen
likes
it
to
though,
do this, but it's Saksa that's going to be playing. Yeah, exactly. It's not a Misery, Mirana Saksa Bane. It is a Saksa Bane, but it is a resolution Mirana that is going to be setting up or trying to hit those arrows.
And that's good, especially against a Darkseer, someone who needs cast time to cast Surge, and if he just gets slept, he is not getting away.
Yeah, he'll probably die in that case. He's kind of tanky against the Wet Noodle right click that is
Damn.
resolution.
Yeah.
But he has to be very careful. Snaking, notable for lots of things. He sometimes overextends. He's made a lot of mistakes in his day. Has he grown as a player? I have no idea. KYH is very deep. Misery is probably just going to get this bottle for himself. And
Yeah.
KYH knows this, and he'll back.
Obvious. Hey, but you always try. As a bounty hunter, that I wouldn't say game winning, but it's definitely game changing.
If you get the bottle,
yeah.
I think that's. I wouldn't say
big.
game winning either, but I agree with you. It's very important.
Look at this. The Heartstopper Aura level 1 on Necrophos and a pause coming out. That's good. First 2 games we didn't have any pauses in Shazam DC, so they're making up for it now.
It's funny. He's like, all right, have your Dragon Blood deal with this.
Yep. That
Take
actually
it.
is-
I've got Heartstopper Aura. Look at that, minus 6% health.
Get him.
Decay. Woo!
All right,
a lot of
let's
damage.
see how he last hits under tower right here.
Come on,
One.
Mason. I believe in
He's
you.
gonna get it.
Boom.
Damn.
Get another one. Oh, animation sucks.
That wasn't on him.
Yeah, that was the
good.
animation.
Given wow. Oh, denies his own boar bottom. Claire doing a good job of harassing Moo out of lane though. So.
I am so happy for the future of NA Dota sometimes when I see players like Moo,
Yep, exactly. Moo, super
SVG,
good.
all those guys.
Yep, exactly.
Hal comes out, Solo gets some extra attack damage coming through. Bounty chasing down Sox with the Iron Shield. The good old combo. There's no clarity on the Bounty Hunter, however, so that's kind of rough.
Yep.
How is he supposed to Shadow Walk again? The answer to that question is he has to buy another one, another 2 with a TP scroll, and he'll get that ferried out to him momentarily. But understandably so already, the mid lane matchup is it's even for now, but I don't think it'll stay that way. Weeha has 2 extra CS. Resolution's doing well top lane. There's not many last hits going for snaking.
I think when you pick a Lycan like this, you have a Lycan Necro especially. You have a pretty big window. We see a sleep actually coming on Snake. Arrow comes up.
It's probably
and
your
that's
first
right
blood.
down.
He already used Brain Set, but it's on cooldown for another 3 seconds. Starstorm, he can surge himself away. Oh, that last right click from Resolution. He have a Stout Shield. He didn't get the
He
proc,
did
I'm
not
sure
get
of
the
it.
proc.
RNG is not on Snaking's side, apparently.
But that's like what we said. It's so easy to catch out someone like a Darkseer. He has to cast time for surge. Middle lane, we actually see
That Weeha getting owned by that Death Pulse, and he has to back up. And KYH has a double damage rune as well, and Weeha is just like,
running at him.
Oh, God, don't let me deal with that.
they have the Sentry middle, so that's the thing with Bounty Hunter. It feels like DC is so well, see you, Mason.
He tilted. He's gone already.
He's already gone. The 2-minute good game call. Crazy.
Classic Mason.
That's the problem, though. Necro, he can farm a little bit. The problem is, like, if he goes on the DK, the Wisp is just there behind him, bottling himself, which obviously gives it to the DK. And
Well, he doesn't have a rune now because
He
he
doesn't.
had
Got
denied it.
stolen, yeah.
Clairvoyance actually came out. He wanted the bounty rune for himself, and then he just Misery saw that he had to deny it with that range. Also, top rune
Smart
spot
play.
was already taken by KYH, which is double damage. So he'll have to either go back home or ferry the courier out, which is always dangerous. What's happening, guys? Are they? Well, HFN's from Brazil, so that's to be expected.
yeah, he's disconnected in a lot of games we've been playing.
Yes.
But Mason, who knows? Well, pause. So what's there to talk about? The greatness of America. We've gone over Shazam, DC, Dragneel. But oh yeah, the timing I believe of Dragneel. They have to do something by like 15 minutes. They have to get I think at least all 3 of the tier 1 towers. They have to do something crazy.
Well, the thing that makes me a bit afraid about their timing is the Darkseer.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to get levels. He's not going to get farm. He's probably going to have to enter the jungle if he gets killed.
He already
again.
is going to the jungle right now. It looks like.
I mean, that's okay, I guess, but
yeah.
maybe even invest in like an Iron Talent. I don't freaking know. Like
Yeah.
you don't usually do that, and I wouldn't do that. But
Yeah, I don't think he will. He just needs one more creep camp until he's level 3, and then he can jungle a lot more efficiently. Sorry, this Necro? What does Mason usually go? I think he's a Treads buyer. I think he's
he
a
goes
Treads
Treads.
Midas. I think.
I think I think you're right. I think he does Trismitis, and sometimes he'll do Mech.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes he's super greedy and doesn't. I don't even know what he goes after that.
Well, the
It's been
thing
a
is that you
while.
have a Darkseer, and you're generally going to get the Mech on the Darkseer.
Exactly. So you probably won't.
Well, I mean, but the thing is, you're not going to get on time if you're
Nope.
snaking. So I have no idea.
Here we go.
The question marks come out. The casual question marks. The good old this.
Yellow net problems. K. Thank you, referee Misery.
He made sure we got the information we were looking for.
And we did. And this is just a pause. Just good old pauses. You know, we could sing like America the Beautiful or something right now if you wanted.
No, I'm not doing that.
What about saying the Pledge of Allegiance?
I don't remember it.
Okay. Well, we gave it our all.
We did our best, guys, but sadly, it's been too long.
It was not good enough, yes. And
Mason having some trouble. Hopefully he comes back soon.
hopefully he learned his lesson from when he was on EG. I remember he used to get DDoS quite a bit back in that era.
You're not
when they
supposed
were
to say the magic word, dude.
What?
You just said it.
Well, it's not technically a word; it's an
An
abbreviation.
acronym or whatever it's called. We're losing it, man. I still have to do like
The grand finals, yep.
yeah.
And I will be eating celery while you do that. Love celery.
Celery and Red Bull, huh?
Celery and Red Bull. This is my. Yeah, we probably shouldn't. It's a lot of Red Bull though, but love it. Just getting
Super
the thing.
healthy.
Yes, it is.
So
What are CS charts looking at? Look at Lycan's winning by quite some. Like this early in the game, being up 3 CS and a deny.
So you think that the push timing is going to come early from Dragneel?
I think so. It comes down to. I wonder if Lycan goes like the treads. What's the thing called where you minus their armor or buff your armor?
Medallion.
Or if he goes book. It might be treads, medallion, book. I think if he gets that, they can push towers hard, especially with the necro. And what is DC? DC doesn't have counter push. They have push of their own, not counter push.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Like, look at their team fight. They have an IO Bane. That is not team fighty. Mirana doesn't come online. If she goes Midas and doesn't get Ags at a crucial time, like she's
I don't
she's
think she can go Midas this game against a Lycan.
It's gonna be.
I think that's the
insane,
punishing.
yeah.
Maybe that's the hero that punishes. If you
Yeah.
know that it's going to be like a resolution Mirana,
Yeah.
you just go like Lycan and push. And especially if you're against these supports like you're talking about, they have some wave clear. You
Yeah.
have Starstorm, you have Breathe Fire, you have Axes. If you go Axes,
Yeah.
but that's it. That's it. And you want to have those for team fights and don't want to spam them too much because you have 2 strength heroes that don't have a big int pool.
Yep.
I honestly, I think Dragneel are in a good spot if they continue on in this laning phase. The biggest problem, like we talked about, has been the Darkseer.
Yeah, he needs to get levels, needs to get farm, and he needs to be able to be active with his team when they are pushing.
I feel like they could have picked anything other than Darkseer and be fine in this position. But I understand why they went for it.
Yeah, he's extremely good team fight. Maybe they saw last game Shazam with
The Vax.
the vacuum wall were insane. Admin here.
Dragneel already getting fed up. No, actually, well, they're getting fed up by their own player.
Yeah.
Maybe they're like, he's like,
he can't reconnect.
He is actually, his power is out or something.
And the funniest thing is, like, I would say they're winning right now. They're laying experienced gold graphs are not going their way, but you see the CS charts. Mason winning middle, HFN winning the safe lane. But here we go. Let's see. What do you guess Clairvoyant's going to say? I'm going to say Mason can't reconnect.
Yeah.
Oh.
Great stuff.
No, not like
Expected this. I completely 100% expected this. He doesn't have much local solutions. You have 10 minutes to fix
He
that.
said it in spectator
You said that in
chat.
spec.
Just let him go. Did this not happen to, I believe, MSS last year?
All right, I got him.
Yeah. This happened to MSS,
It
remember?
did. He had to go to. Yeah, this was at the TF5 qualifiers. He had to go to like
Yeah.
a LAN cafe in Brooklyn.
And people flamed him. They're like, well, you should have figured this out. Oh, my bad. I didn't know my internet was going to go down for 2 hours.
I didn't know there was going to be a massive Time Warner
remember how
cable
mad, yeah.
coverage. Everybody in New York City was out, not just him. Because we looked at a coverage map
Yeah.
when we were there, and we were like, yeah, that sucks.
I just remember that. You should have been prepared for that. Like, oh, well, okay.
My bad.
Yeah, my bad.
I guess I'll tether it to my phone and play wirelessly on like 300 ping
Oh,
and
you could do
5% packet loss.
That is
probably 20% packet loss,
this
actually.
is heartbreaking for me. Are they really
HFN, meanwhile, is still like, I'm fine. I'll be back in a second. Hold on, guys.
10 minutes to fix it?
Can we, can we really vamp for 10 minutes, Grant?
I can go forever. I can pull a slacks. I can start doing heroes for you.
Okay, let's do that
I
then.
was just kidding. God, no.
Oh, God. We lost.
Well, let's see. Bounty Hunter's a cool voice. Lycan. Now, none of these here. Necro. How does Necro sound? Is he a... What is he in lore?
Necro? I'll look that up
Is he a
for you.
ghost? Oh, I can look it up, too.
All right,
Let's see.
let's check out the Dota 2 lore on Google.
Oh, okay, I was going to click on him here. Intelligence.
What this is? Look at what I'm reading here, dude.
Jesus, they've got him. Oh, yeah, his name was Rutanger. At least they kept his name from Dota 1.
Well, I mean, I don't think anybody in the other game was named that, sadly.
In Dota 1? That was his
Well, I
name?
mean, yeah, but it was,
Oh,
but like
yeah.
not like
Oh,
any of
I
the
know what you're saying,
the
yeah.
actual
Copyright,
Blizzard. Yeah. Okay. What does it say? What does it say in the biography?
Trying to learn. He's a cardinal for the Cathedral of Rumu Squay. I definitely said that wrong. I just want to see, is he a ghost or not?
No. You have to read through the entire thing. I'll read through the entire thing. Hold on.
No, he caught the pox.
He caught the. Are you sure? Is that
It
what
literally
it says?
says Rutanger caught the pox.
But instead of dying, found it feeding his power, transforming into a veritable plague mage, a pope of pestilence,
That's nice. I like that.
proclaiming himself to be Necrophos. He travels the world, spreading plague wherever he goes, and growing in terrible power with every village. his pestilence presence obliterates.
So literally, he's just a necromancer. 7-minute, damn.
Yeah.
Stats by Leo is ruthless.
Yeah,
son.
he is. He's real. I've worked with Stats by Leo before. Good admin, great guy. Haven't met him. Don't know where he's from.
Yeah.
All the admins. Shout out to Andre in particular.
If you were going to date one Dota hero, which one would it be?
Luna.
Luna?
Well, maybe. Oh God. Now this is gonna happen.
Oh, I forgot my forgot my tag. Alright, maybe that's not the.
I'll type for you, dude.
Alright, dude, man, we'll just leave it, and I'm sure we'll just get yelled at.
Oh, I'm sure that people are not gonna be happy about that.
Alright, I'm just not gonna respond. I'll let our tour take the blame on this one. I got this.
Oh, this is how you know it's NA Dota. Oh, Mason. Oh, I thought Mason was back for
That
a
was
second.
HFN.
Ah, damn it.
Alright, I already know Blitz is just either trash talking me right now over in the other, and Blitz is here.
What's he got to do? Get up and fight you? Tell him to come over
Oh,
here.
Blitz would get dropped. Like, I've seen Blitz. I could bench
Take him
press
1v1 money match and smash. Let's go.
I might lose that. But if we money match mud
He
wrestling,
just pushes buttons, dude. Just like push buttons better than he does.
That's true. That's true. I actually think I could beat him. But if we mud wrestled or jello wrestled, me and Blitz, I think I could take him.
You think so?
Oh, easily.
He seems like a slippery guy.
Oh, but I am a sensual guy, and in mud wrestling, that is where it's at.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
So, does Dragneel forfeit or try to play 45? Because it's I don't believe
You have to
Mason's
play
coming back.
4v5.
You have to try.
I guess.
Which sucks.
I guess
No,
like
I,
KYH is just
Dude,
like I'll just
that's
sort of
fine,
micro my
man.
bounty hunter.
I'm
You
sad.
kind of have to hope. Mason's literally on the phone right now, like screaming. I'm sure of it. I'm
Oh,
sure he
absolutely.
is like on the phone screaming.
Yes, and this is sad. This is the loser. This is the losers bracket. Like, there's 3 teams left. One's already in the grand finals. This is this.
I bet if you're oh, that was really weird because I saw my other monitor.
you were
Someone was
type-
typing
yeah.
it. I thought it was Webboss typing it. But no.
HFN gone now too.
What did you say, Webboss? You didn't put anything in. Okay.
No, he's
thought
being
about it.
being mannered.
He's being very mannered.
The other game's going on. We could actually cast the other game
From here?
from here. We could look.
Yeah,
at,
because we could just watch from here.
but isn't it? Oh yeah, it's not. But then there's already OD Pixel's already cast.
Yeah, but like it doesn't matter. Like everyone's gonna watch them anyway. So what does it matter that we cast it?
that's true. We could be like Dota Radio because they could watch this stream and the other games on.
They-
We're
they
like
watch the pause
Sayuri.
stream. Yeah, exactly. Dota Radio. That was a great venture. I actually wish he did more with that, but now he's got Moonduck.
Yeah, I think there's definitely room for it, but it's like a podcast kind of like if you're. You have
If your
to be
play-by-play is good enough, you could definitely do it.
The problem is, I think
Because there's
I like
radio
where he's
broadcasts for
going
sports, though.
Yeah, I know, but the problem is you can listen to a radio in a car. Can you listen? Like, how are you going to set up?
You can
Just
use your
listening to a
4G.
game.
You can use your 4G. They have
That's
it.
true,
I
but
think I think it is a podcast. I have to actually ask how Andrew did it.
It'd be a lot of your data though, if you're driving and you don't have like Wi-Fi. You're
I don't
losing
know.
A lot of
I
data.
think if it's just audio, I don't think it's that bad. Because like Spotify is very data friendly.
Yeah.
Very data friendly. Maybe like 2 megs per song, right?
Yeah.
Maybe something like that.
Yeah.
So, well, it is a 60-minute thing that you're listening to.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that's the difference. So
Yeah.
you're like, maybe it's like 100 megs per game.
Yeah.
So that is kind of a lot. It's better than what my brother would do, which is he would go to work and he didn't know the Wi-Fi password and he
Yep.
wouldn't ask. And all of a sudden on our wireless bill, it'd be like, you have like no wireless left. You have to pay another $15 for another 2 gigs. I'm just like,
Ah.
where did that come from? He's like, oh, I was watching the game that you were casting earlier today.
Hey,
Like, okay.
it's good, brother.
Shout-outs to him.
Yep.
His name on Steam is the Dota Doctor PhD.
Ah, the Dota Doctor PhD.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my family, they just do their thing. They don't really. The first time I was supposed to fly out to Gamescom in 2011, I got all hyped. Told my parents like, "Oh man, I'm going. I'm getting flown out. I'm
That's
doing
the
my
worst
own
thing you can do is
and
tell
then
your
yeah.
parents things because then
Yeah.
you get their hopes up, and then they're just like, wait, what's happened here? This is karma for Yellow's unacceptable behavior in matchmaking games. That sounds about right. Want to share time. DC, no.
Dude, the thing is, like, I feel DC, like, it kind of, I don't like this. I don't like,
You shouldn't ask them.
I don't like, I don't like the admin pressure. Like,
Well, he
it-
has to.
no, I mean, he shouldn't say it. It should be the admin telling you have this much time. Like now they're making DC. If DC says no, they look bad. It shouldn't be on
That's
them
true.
to give away time. You know
That's
what I mean?
true.
I don't
What
like
should
that.
happen is at some point, the admin shouldn't say anything.
Yeah.
And then DC, maybe that's why he put it in spectator. Maybe we
Yeah.
just blew up a spot. But DC should be like, can we resume? Which is what happened the other day during Canada Cup.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that game.
Yeah. I think I did.
The crazy comeback one or
Yes.
whatever. So yeah, DC should be like, can we resume? The admin should say yes, and then it's not on
Yeah.
DC. It doesn't. I don't think it makes them look bad. And I mean, they're just saying
They're right.
that might seem cocky to some people, but
Yeah.
that's just a straight up fact that they might have to play best of 5.
And play to win.
Much like Dragneel might have to play best of 5.
Exactly.
So that every second counts for them for getting Mason back in, which is why I'm sure when he's on the phone, he is screaming every single F or whatever cuss he possibly
G-word,
can.
K-word.
Exactly. Into the mic or into his phone's mic.
Yep.
So that he can get back as quickly as possible. They're
Yeah.
gonna be like, we're going to send a technician over there right away. We're going to get it sorted out in about 2 hours, and we'll see you then.
The thing is, for Dragneel, it's gonna suck for us. Mostly because if they have to resume, I can assure you Dragneel will drag this game out as long as they can.
Because they need to get him
Unwinnable.
back.
They need a way for
They
him
need
to
to
come
get
back.
Mason
yeah.
back. Even if they're down 1-0,
Yep.
the series is still not over.
They just win 2 games in a row and they're still in it, but they need to buy time for Mason.
Luckily,
God, these
this
strategies.
isn't like a drow strat, right?
Yeah.
This is not an all-in push strat.
Yeah,
You
they do
have
have a
to
DK, though.
execute even if it is 4
Yeah.
versus 5.
Exactly. So
Also, what kind of legend would it be if Dragneel won this game with 4 versus 5?
I would
Just throwing that out there.
I would probably tell the admins, be like, you got to make DC forfeit. Like, they just got scraped, son. Like that's fact.
Yeah, that's it. You
It
lose a
sucks
game.
that
That's
it's your mid
That's a
hero.
rule in the rules. You just like if you lose 4 versus 5 after unpausing, you just lose. No, that'd be ridiculous. But
Instead, it sucks though that it's mostly their mid hero. Maybe if it was their bounty hunter, it would be a little bit easier. But you're losing your necrolite, which is terrible.
that's a good looking flag right there, Whipus.
GG. We have Teal. Type in the GG. KYH, the European. The Denmarkian. The
Shout outs
Dan-
to-
is
shout
he a
outs-
Danish? Is that what Denmark is?
Yes.
I don't really go to
Denmark,
school.
Danish.
Alright,
Yes,
cool.
same thing.
Okay.
Shout outs to Wetboss for giving me good book recommendations now that my phone is dead and I actually have nothing to do on the plane ride home.
What do you give you? James and Giant Peach?
No.
A classic. Now, if we want, I'm just kidding.
He told me about some Swedish books, the Metro series. He talked about Russian books. Sorry, that's right. Oh yeah, you're right. It is Russian because of the Metro series is in Russia. Do you know the Metro series at all? It's a video game series. Metro Last Light.
Yeah, I've never played it, but I've heard it.
It's like a Webboss could explain it better to me.
Okay, well, he'll explain it to me afterwards.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. But essentially, it's about how there's a nuclear fallout, and these in real life, the subways in Russia are built like actual bunkers.
Yeah.
So this might sound extraordinarily boring to some of you, but it's fascinating to me. I just wanted to throw that out there. Glad we got through that 2-minute period where Grant wasn't listening to me. Good stuff, everybody.
No, you said it could be extremely boring to you, and then you didn't explain it.
All right, I lost.
Wait, what happened? I wasn't listening.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. You set me up, dude.
No, but it sounds like that movie that's just about to come out.
Which
with
one's that?
John Goodman. He's in a bunker.
I didn't even hear that was coming.
What?
What are you talking about?
I think it might have came out.
What was it called?
Yeah, Cloverfield Lane, the new
Oh,
Cloverfield.
that one.
And John Goodman's like, and then they're in a bunker and stuff.
It was a good. They actually just GG'd. They just GG'd. That's awful. Are you joking? No. Just play it out. Come on, guys. I think they forfeited the entire thing. I think they just forfeited the entire run in the tournament. I wanted to see a DC Shazam matchup, I think, but not in this fashion. I didn't even know if I wanted to see DC versus Shazam matchup. I wanted to see good Dota, man.
Yeah,
God damn it. Internet strikes again. You got to be kidding me.
That's terrible.
What do you even say? Like, first of all, can we make sure? Can you make sure that they're forfeiting from the entire thing? Like, I know you have people you can ask, so let's make sure that that's something we have.
Probably gonna be a
clarified.
lobby. We hop in. We'll say, hey, which game's it gonna be? I don't know. It's That's sad. That's
Well,
actually terrible.
It's great joining you for this lower bracket final, Grant. It was a good cast. I
Yeah,
suppose.
remember when we said like, oh, we gotta cast 2 series in a row. It's gonna be long. Apparently, it is not.
It's not going to be long. That sucks, man. That's really unfortunate.
Maybe they are just forfeiting. Well, no, they're forfeiting the whole thing. They would have tried to play it out.
They would play
if
it
they
out.
were-
You're
yeah,
right. They would definitely play it out, I think, in this situation. So that's it, I think, for this series, unless we find out otherwise, and you guys are in, but I'm not somehow. That's great.
I'm not. Well, that happens. Whatever.
So with that, we will take a break, and we'll tell you more about what happened after we get out of this break. We have no way of really understanding. We don't have Skype here on these computers. We're trying to figure it out. So we apologize. I mean, there's not much. It's not our fault, obviously, this happened. But stuff happens. You have to forfeit. Internet issues come out. And good run to Dragneel if they are done. Dude, I don't know what else to say. That's it, man.
That might be it.
I'm Mott. He's Grant. Wetboss is over there. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you soon.